going to hook to pull this corner, and then we're going to run a fade. Sometimes it can be a corner, but we're going to fade here. Or just a slot fade, and then we're just going to put that ball right on the money. Fernando Mendoza is going to be the number one overall pick for the Raiders for a piece. It's great thing, great to see it. Not a ton of separation here from Surratt. Off the release, he gets off quickly. He's really hauling ass. And this corner, or his defender's doing a nice job of sticking with him. And we're going to try and throw it into space over here, which is just a great job by Surratt as he feels that to adjust. I know it's blurry. I'll show you a different angle of this shortly. But he's going to adjust by flipping his hips and boxing out and using that sideline as leverage. So he's going to do that, and he's just going to pop in. Strong and stay extended, and then as the other defender comes in to pop him out of bounds, he holds him backhand. Again, understand this is blurry. I'll show it one more time.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure.
I think you also notice he has a nice
Warning.
getting off.
Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
He's already in movement as
Reactor
that
online.
out
Sensors online. Weapons
that kind of
online.
quickness can definitely help you.
Got eyes on an enemy mech.
Adjusting to the ball.
Commander, the Tarian guards have tracked these Davian raiders to the Badlands Cluster, better known as Pirates Haven. They have decided to make their stand along a great chasm with only a few bridges allowing passage across it. We are hoping that with your help, we can break the stalemate and find retribution against these dogs of the
So you can
Federation.
see this,
Best
get a
of
little
luck,
extended and not
Commander.
push off, kind of use that to create a little natural separation. Those hips get boxed out,
That
so now you can
target's a
see
heap.
this defender's kind of dragging him. He is getting his hips and his shoulders in front of his DB. He's getting grabbed with his ass, and then he concentrates through it. He can catch with his hands, then you notice the DB's hands are right here, trying to get to that football, so his threat is that. So it's a nice job of saying, hey, I'm going to keep that football for now, away from this defender's hands so we can't bring it up, and then the
Target
second
acquired.
he feels the Thieneman right here come into play, he's going to try and haul in and surrender that.
Target destroyed.
All of that body control, fluid motion, separate,
New target hunchback.
separate away from you, and then all of that.
Right on the mark.
And not creating much separation with that new one against the ones in the air. It's so damn impressive. It's what makes him such a special, unique wide receiver. Not everything about being a good receiver is just getting the football, and this is a great example of this rat screen. We're just going to run a little rub route concept. I just think he does a great job on this. So we're going to get
Hostile down.
Nowakowski, the tight end. And it clearly looks like this linebacker is going to be covered. So what Surratt does to create that separation, he's just going to push through, get an inside release on this corner, and just kind of push through both defenders. So rub route, and he does it without making any contact. And he's not clearly trying to make any forceful contact, but he forces that linebacker to slow down.
Target acquired.
Make contact with him, which is exactly what we want on a concept like this. This is just an outstanding job being Surratt right here. Basically blocking two defenders with his route.
Ooh, that hostile's a smoking carcass.
Destroyed.
Out from Nowakowski for a successful play. Like that is clutch. That's being a good teammate. No one's asking him to do this every play. As a star receiver, guys, who might not care about another teammate getting the ball. Like you can tell Surratt's got a nice release on this, and he's barreling down, and he's just trying to school his defenders. Like that is a great teammate to set up the open tight end. I can't wait to see how whatever.
Blasted that target into oblivion.
Can't wait to see how they use him because he is an effective blocker. This is like the one good example of how Surratt blocked in this game that I really liked outside of just at height ever played.
Target destroyed.
We're just going to have a couple of pullers coming out of the space, and then he's just going to crack down.
That target's a heap.
I typically call it a push crack, from how I was taught back in the day. And this one might not be a total push crack, but you want to almost sell a slant to bring the corner with you, and then you're climbing for a safety. So in theory, if you're selling that hard enough, you're getting this guy displaced, and then you're getting this guy locked up, and you're creating a space advantage. So you can see here from the two pullers as blockers, Surratt's getting an inside release, and he's right here to see the offensive defender. And all he's doing, wide base, staying low, he's lowering the defender. And on a play like this, when you have pullers trying to feel the speed, so the these guys can break blocks right here. We're going to have some kind
Knocked out that
of
target.
steal right here. So I like that Surratt holds that block for as long as he does. I think that's awfully impressive. I just like the utilization of him to climb up to the safety, seal him off, and then we have a successful move play. So just one more time with Surratt, bottom of the screen. Just going to go crack climb up to the safety, wide base. Yeah, he's not driving and pancaking the
Enemy
defender, but that
reinforcements
doesn't mean it's not a
inbound.
successful block. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. I can watch Surratt, bottom of the screen, run routes all day. I just think he's so disciplined with it. He understands, especially on late developing routes, everything needs to be so vertically. You don't want to give away anything with your eyes or shoulder pads. And you want to adjust late to pass when they're in the air. So this is just going to be an outside release go. He's going to go that, get the
Turn that bastard into dust.
Back shoulder, just because we feel so comfortable with that. The connection between Fernando Mendoza and Surratt this year has been insane. I mean, 15 touchdowns, that's most in college football, so it should be so that outside release, but the back shoulder timing is so hard unless you have that connection. So what I love here, you got the outside release, you can see this corner violently react like, all right, I gotta start carrying him up the sideline. He's so worried about that. And he's so worried about where Surratt is. The ball is right here right now. Surratt is still running this go, and I love he's not reacting until the ball. He's finally reacting right here. That late reaction, the later he reacts, when a corner's in bail trail technique, and their turn, they're just so focused on what the wide receiver's doing at that point, especially when you're getting beat, you can only react to what you're seeing the wide receiver react to. So when Surratt's waiting to react to the ball, right here,
Ooh, that hostile's a smoking carcass.
This is a great adjustment to the ball by Surratt. So in one fluid motion, reacts so late to that ball, and then just come away with such a nice catch. Like back shoulder stuff is so damn hard. It requires the right receiver, the right quarterback, and that chemistry. And man, I just think Surratt does such an excellent job here, reacting late to give him the cushion on it. If I'm being picky, this play bothered me a little bit in real time during the national championship. But for the sake of NFL evaluation, it's really not going to matter. This is near the end of the half. I don't believe the Hoosiers have any more time. I'm not sure if they do. It's just not a ton of time in this situation. And we've got this 3-wide look. We've got clear man coverage looks on here. And we're just going to run some kind of another rub concept. Nowakowski is going to help Surratt get payback. We're just going to run quick outs, create some kind of jumble here, just create traffic,
New
and then we're going to
target,
sneak
Locust.
Surratt in. And just going to get a quick little catch. So what I love here from Surratt is off his release, he's not wasting any time. This is going to be a quick now throw. We just need this as quick as possible. He's going to plant off his outside foot and just explode toward right there. You can see quick split release. He's going to take a step, split, get wide, plant,
Heat
and
critical.
off of that.
Target destroyed. Incoming missile. Target acquired.
Footed. And by the time this guy reacts,
Target destroyed.
he's in
System offline.
And Surratt, this is a heads-up play. Again, with the NFL, I won't care.
My dad never looked back at his old jeans after I gifted him these.
Trust me, these will become your news.
As he will be down by contact. He was a touchdown, to make sure that's clear. But college rules versus NFL rules, being down by contact is different, thresholds. And I just love, planting off the foot to explode off of that right there. And then just the heads up play to know, like, if I just try to run through this, I'm going to get my head taken off by this guy. And instead, he's just, getting low, diving, protecting himself while still scoring. I just think that's a nice release off of the ball, and then a nice heads up play after to preserve yourself for not only this game, but the national championship. Felt like Surratt was really cooking in the kitchen later in this game. We're going to have here a Catlin, so I say Catlin's corner. If he's reading, I don't love the Catlins from that far away, but hey, that's what they're doing. So what that means is this safety is now stressed on Surratt, right? Like this is now the new defender watching Surratt. And Surratt feels that, watch him just put his head down. Again, every route should be sort of vertically until it's not vertical. So Surratt's doing a nice job of that. He's putting pressure on that. You can see his head's down. He's really going for it. And he's waiting to watch how this safety reacts. And what I love, second, right there, you see how his hips flip to go into bail, like, oh no, he's going deep. Like, as soon as he feels that safety has flipped his hips fully to start playing for that vertical route, Surratt breaks down, nice gear down right here, and then cuts outside. And by that time that he's now open here, his safety's had to reflip his hips to trigger downhill, right? And that's creating this separation, which is in any level of football, that's enough for me. And then by that time, Mendoza, again, the pick, throws with good anticipation, knows with that capitalist how much cushion Surratt's going to be able to make for himself. When you watch this in all in fluid motion, watch him sell this route vertically, pay attention to as soon as this safety's hips flip, and how, you know, we're able to create that separation. Again, he's here, flips the hips, no chance. Just, as soon as you flip those hips, you have to re-flip them to regain your momentum downhill. It's just such a nuanced move, pushing vertically. I love the play. I think this is the kind of nuance as a route runner that Surratt brings. It's going to make him, you know, a highly coveted wide receiver for a team. Not every play is going to be perfect. Things are going to go wrong at times. And this is a good example of that. Surratt, once again at the bottom of the screen, we're just going to run a little mesh concept here. And what he's going to notice very quickly is that Mendoza's in trouble and starting to roll out. So as soon as he feels that, you know, when I see a mesh like this, it almost feels like he's supposed to sit down against zone in the soft spot between the two linebackers. But the second he feels Mendoza rolling out like this, he understands scramble rules. I need to actually start carrying my route further. So he's, instead of getting in front of the linebacker and showing him what he's doing and have the linebacker follow him, he's going to quickly get behind and just try and create that separation to the sideline, which is a smart heads-up play because the linebacker can't watch the quarterback and the wide receiver at the same time. He can only just feel that out. So it leaves this guy confused on an island, hesitant of what he should do. And by the time he realizes what's happening, Surratt has broken down all the way to the sideline. Again, just like that's good chemistry, heads up play, being smart, all of that. So we're going to show it again in full for you. But just, again, this is supposed to be like a mesh or a sit route between linebackers. He feels it. He starts sitting right there, turns his head.
Another enemy dropship
If this
incoming.
is man or something like this, and this is man coverage, and he's following someone else, you go.
Target
So
acquired.
sit, but scramble rules apply very quickly, and he rolls out so that he gets behind that linebacker to the sideline. It's chemistry, it's football IQ, it's all of that. It's a very smart play. It's one of those examples of something that just shows a concept of Surratt. He just feels like he's always
Contact
aware of
verified.
the
Enemy Mech.
situation and what he needs to do. The Hoosiers were just dominating at this point, and we're still going to get Surratt another tutty. We got this little stack release here, Surratt and Nowakowski, and it's just a nice concept. We're going to carry this defender up with an outside release, create another potential rub route here. We're going to get an inside release here with Surratt. This looks like Surratt uses his eyes and shoulders to create the separation.
Offline.
Look out, Commander. More enemy mechs inbound.
He's caught flat-footed because Surratt, especially with his route running ability, can either go inside, he can break back out. But what he does instead of those two things, he's just going to go around. So he cuts up field. He's keeping those eyes straight down, and so the defender's reacting to that. And then he's turning to come back inside. And at that point, Thieneman, who's going to be an NFL
The enemy
player,
pilot just ejected.
just has no chance against this. So we'll watch it again.
Target destroyed. Target
Nice
acquired.
route, head, eye manipulation, smooth release, quick.
Heat critical.
This is advanced stuff for a college wide receiver, and his body type.
Target
It
destroyed.
does kind of
Target
shock me
acquired.
that we had talked about more, not in the first tier of wide receivers.
New target. Flee. Incoming missile.
But if he got drafted in
The enemy are deploying still more reinforcements, Commander.
I think I love this play more than I love the touchdown. It's a block without being a block on run-off routes, where you're just.
The pilot never saw it coming. Right between the eyes.
You get the corner so focused on you, he doesn't even realize it's a block.
Incoming missile.
You just smoked that son of a bitch, Commander.
As we are running
Heat critical.
So, motion
Target
inside with
acquired.
Nowakowski, we still feel that it's a man coverage look because you can't really run
Target
runoffs.
destroyed.
Zone.
System
The
offline.
corner aren't going to be on you; they're going to be on the backfield, and they can just leave you and co-fill the run without you blocking. So, because of that motion and this guy following, we feel that man coverage look. So Surratt here is just going to
New
take
target.
this
Spider.
take this corner on a little ride. Just pretend like he's going on the fade. By By the time the running back realizes what's happening and has turned his eyes like, oh snap, it is a run play. Kalon Black has broken out and is breaking away. And then Surratt feels that and starts blocking a little bit. And by that time, like, that guy's never going to recover. It's way too late to start accelerating. Black's off to the races.
Oh, that mech's about to light
I
up the
think if the
sky,
long
Commander.
run doesn't happen here,
System
if he
offline.
doesn't sell it well enough or anything, the corner turns his eyes sooner. This might not be a touchdown. It's just sometimes these are the little subtle things you have to do as a wide receiver to
New
catch the eyes
target,
of the corner
Thunderbolt.
and help, because you never know when something's going to get scrambled. So, I know I'm biased as a Hoosier grad, but like, I've been screaming about Waffle House
Heat
for
critical.
2 years now. I just think he's got
System
a
offline.
frame, he's a monster route runner, he's a willing run blocker, he's got great, contested catch ability. There's so much to his game that I really think he's going to be a successful pro. Honestly, maybe right away. Cannot wait to see where he goes in the NFL. Let me know in the comments if you like the comp to Keenan and Allen. Where do you want to see him go in the NFL? And if you made it this far and you did not subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on Friday, bringing back the rebuild series. Been a lot of positive feedback on that Raiders video, so we'll be back with my Packers on Friday. I think I need it more than you guys might need it. So, thank you for watching. We will see you on Friday.
Thinking about playing D&D online? Here are 3 things you need to know.
Porn consumption is one of the most popular use cases
Indian
for the
forces are
internet.
breaking and
Some
running.
estimate as much
Let
as
them fall
30%
back.
of internet
Minister
activities
Vandenberg
consist of
wishes
it.
for us to capture
It's
and
this
interrogate
way
as many
that rulers around
POWs
the
as
world,
possible
divided
to
by
see who we're
culture,
dealing
are
with here.
united in their
Commander,
common project.
fall in with Marshal
There is,
Grenadine and
however,
await
one
further
group of
instruction.
rulers who seem unable to be a part of this great experience. They are the Gooners in China. Porn is banned in China, both its production and distribution. China is not the only country that does this by law, but it is one of the few that takes it this seriously in practice, and perhaps the only one who has managed to implement it with such technological effectiveness. As a result, it seems virtually impossible to find any porn on the internet in China today. That fact raises an intriguing question. How do Chinese Gooners go? Do Chinese Gooners even exist? Because if they do, how do they engage in their practice when there is no porn? That question seems trivial on the surface, but it's rather profound indeed. To give a sense of scale, there are more than 1 billion internet users in China. That's about 1/5 of all internet users on the planet. The fact is that by thoroughly banning porn, China has inadvertently performed one of the largest anthropological experiments in the world. It's created a condition in which 1/5 of the internet users in the world cannot do the one thing which the rest of us seems to primarily use the internet for. What can possibly go wrong? In today's video, I'm going to examine the unexpected results of this fascinating experiment. I'll talk about China's ban on porn, people's attempt at circumvention, and the lessons it contains about human nature. Before we move on, I should define a few terms for those in my audience who are less chronically online. I'll use the word gooning a lot in this video to humorously refer to the practice of watching porn while masturbating. I'll also use the word gooners, which refers to those who engage in that practice. Anyway, let's get started first with how China managed to eradicate porn. The story starts with a technological infrastructure called the Great Firewall. The Great Firewall is China's state-run internet control system that filters the content coming into and leaving the country. It's quite impressive, really, as it allows the government to control their domestic online landscape with profound scale, filtering and shaping its content as they see fit. And one category of content the Great Firewall targets is porn. As a result, no foreign porn sites are accessible in China. Now, theoretically, it's possible to host a porn site from within the Great Firewall directly to bypass its filter. However, doing so puts the operation squarely within the jurisdiction of Chinese law enforcement. As a result, such effort will likely be shut down quickly, with its operators landing in jail. So, don't do that at all. Now, before the early 2010s, it was possible to find some porn sites in China. It was not a straightforward process, however.
Warning.
These sites were typically hiding on the last few pages of the search results. becoming riddled
Reactor
with pop-up
online.
ads and viruses.
Sensors
Around
online.
2013 to
Weapons
2014,
online.
an official task force was
All
created
systems
called
nominal.
Jingwa, or the
The
Clean
remaining
Internet
pirate
Champion.
forces have taken
This was a
refuge deep in the
nation-wide
Black
systematic
Cliffs,
effort
a
to
labyrinth of
remove
narrow
pornographic
canyons
content
and
from the
caves
internet.
that make
It has
it
been an
impossible
ongoing
to scout
project
or
since
attack
then.
with aerospace
The reports of
assets.
their work come out
For
on an annual
this, we will need
basis,
to
where
go
you
in
can
and
see
flush
a
them
paper
out
trail
with
of their
mechs and
impressive
armor.
accomplishments,
Strike
and
forces
how
will
many
be
tens of
divided up by
thousands of adult
lance and
websites
advance
they
through
shut
one
down
of
that
these
year,
many
and how
entrances
many
boxing
offenders they
these
arrested.
pirate forces
They
in.
have done and
Support
are
each other
still
when you
doing.
can, but be sure to cover your own entryway and ensure no pirate forces escape the justice of the Tarian Defense Force.
New target assassin. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target acquired.
Contact down.
New target flee. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Heat critical. System offline. Target acquired. New target commando. Heat critical. System.
Enemy
offline.
reinforcements inbound.
New target enforcer.
Soulburst. Enemy presence confirmed.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Hostile down.
Target acquired. Heat critical. Target destroyed.
Blasted that target into oblivion.
New target spider.
Look out, Commander. More enemy mechs inbound. Another enemy dropship incoming.
That target's a heap. Knocked out that target.
New target, Locust.
I've lost firepower. I should eject.
Drop that mech.
Destroyed. Heat critical.
Hostiles eliminated.
Destroyed.
The component blew off like it was nothing.
Heat critical. System offline.
The enemy are deploying still more reinforcements, Commander.
Ooh, that hostile's a smoking carcass. Blasted that target into oblivion.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Heat critical. Incoming missile. System offline.
Mech neutralized.
New target Thunderbolt. Heat critical. System offline. System offline.
The enemy pilot just bailed out.
Target acquired. Heat critical. Target destroyed. New target Kintaro.
Tarian guards are reporting that they have cleared the field of all mech and armored assets. While we're sure that some of these rats will sneak away through the smaller caves, without their mech or armored forces, they should no longer be a significant enough threat to the Concordant to warrant our attention. Thank you for your professionalism out there, Commander. We'll be sure to get your unit debriefed and squared away back at headquarters.